Hi there everyone. So here we have the PXN VD4 for the VD series of the PXN brand. So just to show you the settings that I do have currently set up. So if we go into settings, we can see here. So with the difficulty settings, I do have the anti-lock on because it is the first time that I'm playing with it. I have realized that if you put the anti-lock off, it does get a bit difficult to get around the corners. If you're used to it off, play with it off. If you're used to it on, I would say play with it on to just get used to the steering wheel and everything for the start. For the steering itself, I've put it on to simulated. It does help quite a bit. Traction control off and stability control off. Currently, I'm still playing in automatic just so that I can get used to the steering wheel, and then once I'm used to it, I will be going over to manual. And later I would be looking at going with clutch. However, I first need to get the clutch pedal and a shifter for that. Then the next one that we've got on here, it's just going to go there. So on the controls, I have changed my input mapping over to the wheel. As you can see, I don't have a lot of stuff on, so the combined acceleration and brake has been turned off there, and combined steering also off. Then the normal button assignments, you'll see there's quite a few that I haven't bound yet. So this is just the first setup that I'm busy testing with at the moment. Those buttons, most of them, not even worried about them at the current moment because I don't use them a lot. Then under your advanced settings. So what I've got here is vibration is off. Invert vertical lock. Also, vibration is on. Invert vertical lock is off. Mouse free look on. Invert forced feedback off. Steering axis dead zone 0 for the inside, and for the outside is on 100. And then you can see here for the steering linearity is on 50. Acceleration axis for the dead zone for the inside is 0, outside is 100. Deceleration also 0, 100. Clutch, currently I do not have a clutch or an e-brake. So these settings, once you've got one of those, a clutch or a handbrake or e-brake on your system, you can play around with those settings. It is normally suggested to 0-90, depending on your preference. Then if we're going to go vibration scale, I've got on 0.5. Force feedback scale, I've pushed up to 1.3. These settings at the bottom all depends on your preferences. Center spring scale, 1.1. Wheel dampness scale is, I've set it up to 1.9. Mechanical trail scale, 0.7. Force feedback minimum force, 0.6. Otherwise, it does feel a bit as if it just does jerk your hand. Load sensitivity on the forced feedback, I've pushed up all the way to 1.5. Now these three here at the bottom. Road feel scale, I've pushed down to 0.6. This depends on how much you want to feel off the road. So I've pushed it down quite a little bit. I'm most probably going to be setting it up a little bit still, so I'm still playing around with those settings. Off-road scale, I've pushed down to 0.3. It does feel a lot. You do feel a lot of jerking on the steering wheel when you're going over off-road. It does actually feel and does push you back. Steering sensitivity, I've pushed it over to 0.3. The reason for that is as you turn the steering wheel, the car also starts turning immediately. So the lower you want to go, it's up to you. Most probably with mine also, I am still going to be pushing it down to 0.1 or 0.2. So let's quickly take a look at that. I'm going to push it to 0.2 currently. Let's see how this car handles. So currently Aston Martin Valkyrie that I'm driving, a 2023 with a tune on it. It does clock out at about 380 kilometers per hour. So just to take a quick drive on this one, just to see how it does feel around corners and stuff. As you can see, slow acceleration. Steering does feel quite well. You could actually feel there on the road, the little bumps on the road. as you can see, acceleration on this thing is quite hectic. So here we go, cornering. And you can actually feel the corners, and if you go over a bit of the edge of the corner, you can feel that little bit of bumps on the road. Even on this road, you can feel the feedback on this, pushing the wheel back a bit. Now let's push it a bit harder. Let's see how it goes. So I'm not going to be doing the drift zone now on this one. This is just a bit of a speed run on this specific car. As you can see, going through the corner. And this car stops on a dime. When you need it to stop, it goes from 100 to 0, the fastest in the game that I know of. I haven't found a car braking like this. That is a bit of a wrong way on that corner there. Okay, let's see how it goes through this one. And you can really feel, even there, when you bump into something, you can actually feel it giving you a bit of force feedback on there with these settings. As you can see, car starts turning as I start turning the wheel. It's a bit lighter. As you can see, I'm actually just taking it with your fingers. So when you're turning there, you start feeling it. At about 45 degrees, you can actually feel the force feedback coming in. Let's see. And this car just sticks to the road. You can actually feel the bumps on that road. Okay, you can feel it at high speed, you can really feel that pushing back. Thank you for watching. Hope that helps you guys set up with your PXN steering wheels. If you guys do have, thank you for watching.